What is up, guys? I am Joey here, and welcome Villa fans. If you don't know me, yes, I am the one that was streaming in the Championship season when we first dropped, and the season after that until we got into the Premier League. I was streaming on my Instagram, I am Joey, until Villa caught me. And I got a very, very bad telling off from the official Villa website, and then I was streaming on Last Chance Saloon Facebook group, which is still going, but I don't stream there anymore because Villa told me off. Anyway, so yeah, I am Joey. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me, and this is a new series that I've wanted to start for a very, very long time. Called Villa Talk, and I don't really ever voice my opinion too much on the Villa on my Instagram because it's mainly for video games. If you're into video games, that's great. Go and check out my channel. If you're watching this on my channel, thank you very much for coming to my channel. Please do subscribe because I got plenty more Villa content on the way. I want this to be a channel about me as a whole, so that includes Aston Villa because they're a massive part of my life. Fishing, because that's another massive part of my life, and video games, that's another massive part of my life. So that is what my channel consists of, is video games, Villa and fishing, which really only occurs for me in the summer. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get on to what this is about. So this is called Villa Talk. This is a new series that I am going to be making directly dedicated to you guys and Aston Villa, which is a series, like I said, that I have been wanting to make for a very, very long time. So without further ado, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, very quickly, what is going to be in Villa Talk. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how each player is doing, how I think they have done this season. If they started this season with Villa, I will be talking about them. So Kodja, Wesley, etc., etc. I will be talking about each player and how they're performing. If they're on loan, I will be talking about them as well. The Carabao Cup final, which is a week from in a few days, I believe. So this is coming out on the 21st. So this is a week Sunday, I believe. So I'll be talking about that, of course. Super excited for that. Unfortunately, I didn't get a ticket because I was at work when the tickets went on sale, and they were... Because I'm a club member, I'm not a season ticket holder, so unfortunately I was not able to get a ticket. If you have a spare one, hit me up, and we'll talk. We'll be talking about the Carabao Cup final. Super excited. Southampton this weekend, and of course the Premier League. Super important. We will be talking about that also this episode. Also, I will be talking about, will we go up or will we go down? My ultimate thought on what will happen. And ultimately, end of the season, who I think will stay and who I think will go. Both players who I genuinely think will leave, and players who I just genuinely don't think are just not good enough. So, that's what I'm going to be talking about this episode, in that order. I'll leave links below to, if you're interested in a specific part of what I just said, I'll leave a link so you can just click it and it'll go straight to that segment. Anyway, let's start with how each Villa player is doing this season, and this is going to be literally a quick shot 30-second thing. I'm not going to go into massive detail. I'm also going to give my overall opinion on the player themselves as well. So let's start with the top of my list, Nyland. Nyland's a difficult one because I think he had a really, really good game in the Carabao Cup, and I think I do think he played really well. And I think he was it was a bit unfair on him that he's not being played in the Premiership. I would have probably gave him at least one game just to see if he did have the bottle for it. Although I do think, judging by last season, it was probably the right decision. And obviously I trust the manager's decision over mine, because obviously I'm not a manager. Unless it's FIFA. And even then I don't do great. So... but Nyland, I think he played extremely well in the Carabao Cup. I do think, however, he will be given a start against Man City. I really genuinely do think. But we'll have to wait and see. Next up, Jed Steer. what a bloke. We wouldn't be in this league if it was not for Jed Steer last season. I was there at the cup final, the playoff final, sorry, and genuinely we would not be here without him. New contract, well deserved. I think he's only quite young as well. I think he's only about 26 years old. So still got quite possibly another 10 years in him, because goalkeepers can play until, I'm sure some of them play till they're like 40, because they ain't exactly running around, are they? So, but yeah, Jed Steer, really, I don't think he's played too much this season though, but did what he needed to do to get us where we are today, so fair play to him. Tom Heaton, what a bloke. Really shame about his injury. I was really a bit like Tom Heaton, like, I don't really know much about him. I don't follow Burnley or wherever he came from, and I really just didn't follow him. I heard good things about him in the past when we were after him in the past, so I was excited that he was coming to Villa. And oh my god, what a keeper. How did someone else not snap him up? And why did Burnley sell him? Honestly, like, until he got injured, I would genuinely say he's probably player of the season. Like, genuinely, what a bloke. Pepe Reina, come in. I was a bit unsure again, because he's a bit old. Reject somewhat, because hasn't really done too much the past few years, but genuinely, again, surprised. Brilliant. He's done what he's needed to do, and that's come in and replace Heaton, which he's done brilliantly as of so far. So an experience which is vital in this Villa squad, because obviously we're kind of lacking in the experience side at the moment. We had tons of it when we were in the Championship, but they just tended to move on. Like Jedinak, obviously Hutton went and has now retired. May he rest in peace. And what a player. Yeah, but as far as Pepe Reina goes, he's done his job. Not really more much I can say. Neil Taylor. Now, this is a really difficult one, because I'm not a Neil Taylor fan. However, when he has come in, he's done okay. That pains me to say it as well, because I'm just not a fan of his. He was kind of struggling in the Championship a little bit towards the end. I'm really pleased that when he has come in, he's done okay. So fair play to him. Up and down season, he does make mistakes. He's kind of getting on now. Is he a first team player for me? Absolutely not. Target gets straight in over him. Better, younger, quicker, just better in every aspect, in my opinion. Neil Taylor, meh. It's kind of just a 50-50. He's doing averagely for me. He's not doing poorly like I thought he would, which is fair play to him. Next one, Al Mohammadi. Again, doing alright when he comes in. Fair play to him. Came in and created that goal for Trezeguet to put us in the final, obviously. So, fair play. He's come in, doing well, does what he needs to do, and doesn't get in the first team unless Gilbert's injured, which is absolutely the right decision. Getting on now. Must be nearly 30 now, if not 31. Does what he needs to do when he comes in. Fair play to him. Captain of the Carabao Cup, which is totally understandable with his experience. What was a great player for us coming up as well. So fair play to him, doing okay. Now, next one, Frederick Gilbert. I didn't know anything about this player when he came in. I think he came from Caen. They got relegated from the French League 1, Ligue 1, I think. They got relegated, I'm pretty sure. So I was a bit like, oh god, relegated, Premier League. But he loves a slide tackle. Fair play to him. He's doing all right, isn't he? Really, doing really well. Fair play to him. Absolutely spot on, in my opinion. Doing everything right. Does get quite out of position a little bit, but that's because he likes to run up the wing. He likes to bomb up and down the wing. So, but he's quick and loves a slide tackle, and is willing to take a yellow if he needs to take a yellow, which is fine in my book. He gets ahead of Elmo as well, and he's very young. So, win-win. Great player, great prospect. Hopefully can only get better as well. So yeah, brilliant. Now, next one, Matt Target again. I thought we really overplayed for Matt Target. I was like, well, especially when I seen the Southampton comments saying when we signed him for like something like 17 or 11 million or something. It was something over 10, I'm sure it was. And Southampton fans were like, he's not even our number one. We've absolutely, ripped Villa off. We're laughing all the way to the bank. So it's a bit like, oh God, is he really that bad? But fair play to him. He links up really well with Jack, which I'm really, really pleased to say. So, brilliant so far, doing really well, scored a couple of goals as well. He's got a right left foot on him when he wants to. So, fair play, linking up really well with Jack, like I said, and again, a bit like Gilbert, likes to go up the wing, which I like to see. So, as long as he don't get caught out of position a little bit too much. So, fair play to him, doing well. That's all I can say about Matt Target. Nice one. Now, Courtney House. When we signed him from Wolves saying, oh, Wolves reject, blah, blah, blah. Adama Traore. Sorry. Something caught in my throat. Yeah, when we signed him, I was a bit like, oh yeah, he done the job for us in the Championship, fair play. Don't know whether he's a Prem player, and it turns out I was kind of right. He's alright for backup when Mings is injured, but for me, he's doing okay, but he does make a lot of mistakes. So, for me, he's having a very 50-50 season. Some games he can be absolutely bang on, and then other games, he just doesn't seem as strong as Mings. Like, but then again, Mings has made some mistakes as well. But anyway, again, I'd say he's a 50-50. He's having a 50-50 season, and hopefully these can only improve. Fingers crossed. Next one, Mings. Tyrone Mings, what a player. What a player he was in the Championship for us. What a legend singing. Now, this season, I think he's been injured on and off. I think he had tonsillitis or something like that the last game, which is why he didn't play, which I hope he's recovered for Southampton tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I haven't seen the news, but hopefully he is. What a player. I do think we overpaid for him, though. 26 million, I think we paid for Mings with add-ons. It depending on appearances and whatnot. I think it was 21 with rising up to 26 and a half. Bro, that's a lot of dough to pay for someone who didn't really even break into the Bournemouth squad. But he has his up and down days. Absolutely bang on his day. He's absolutely our best defender. But sometimes he can have a mare. He likes to loiter around the penalty area, which makes me nervous every time he does that now. But yeah, I would say he's having more than a good season, though. I'd say he's doing pretty well, to be fair. He's definitely one of our best players. Definitely one of the outstanding, which is, I'm glad to say, to be fair. So yeah, Mings, please don't leave. I don't think he's going to leave, because no one will go for him. But yeah, please don't leave. Next one, Ezri Konsa. Now, again, another one that I was a bit like, who the hell is this bloke? Brentford, we bought him from for something like 9 million, I think. And my God, really, really good young English defender. Really got some potential going on there. I could see him go into another team next season quite easily if we went down, because he's young and is almost as good as Mings in my opinion. Does make some clangers sometimes, but really good on his day. Him and Mings, that partnership they got going on with Gilbert on the right and Target on the left. That's a really good defence. I don't know how we are where we are, but then again, we haven't had that defence all season because there's always been one or two players injured. Anyway, yeah, Konsa, really good young player. Really surprised, really good. Hope he keeps up the good season. Bjorn Engels, oh my God. To those of you that watched our last game, oh my God, he gave away that really poor penalty, which was a penalty, but shouldn't have gave it away. But yeah, I don't. He's good on his day, really good. He had a really good partnership going on with Mings at the beginning of the season, and I'm hoping they can reform that partnership, because I do believe those two, when they're together, are the best of what we've got defensive wise, and then Konsa is a backup to either Mings or Engels when they either or get injured. I think he's a really good defender on his day, but sometimes he just looks at the ref as if to say, what the hell have I done now? And the ref's just like, come on mate, you literally just like rugby tackled him. So yeah, but yeah, really good player, really good, doing really well. John McGinn, oh my god, you sexy little Scottish man. Will you come back from injury already? We are dying for John McGinn right now. What a game he had. First game of the season, absolutely banged one against friggin' Spurs like it was absolutely nothing. Oh my god, and then just like turned around as if to say, this is easy, why was it so hard for you guys to stay up? Like, what a player, what a bloke. And dying for him. Oh my god, get Drinkwater out of my team, because McGinn is just so much better. He needs to come back from injury, so yeah, please do hurry up about that, mate. Yeah, cheers, mate. Bye, okay, bye. Next, Henri Lansbury. Now, this is a player I would have liked to have seen more of. He shows glimpses of real good player. His passing capability, his vision is ridiculous. He's had some right passes in the Prem that have been obviously disallowed for VAR. It's a couple now he's had. I think he's scored one and a pass to Jack that was offside as well. But I do think Lansbury should be at least on the bench sometimes and bring him on for the last 10 minutes. How Lansbury is not getting ahead of Drinkwater is beyond me. Fair enough, Lansbury doesn't have too much Prem experience, but Drinkwater is done. He's done. He couldn't get into the Burnley team, and I don't want him in the Villa team. Fair play if the bloke shows passion and stuff, but passion don't make you a good player. Look at Hutton. Hutton had bags of passion, but kind of needed to retire. So yeah, Lansbury, for me, he should be at least on the bench and coming in the last 10 minutes. He really does show flair sometimes, and I do think he needs to be in the team. So yeah, Lansbury needs to be in the team. Jack Grealish, oh my god, please don't leave. My team ever. Oh my god. So, Jack Grealish, we'll talk about it in a bit, but Jack Grealish, what a season, what a player, what a guy, what a bloke. He has shocked me in pretty much every aspect of his career, all the way from when he was young to now the same age as me, and he's just literally shocked me in every way. Last season against Blues, he shocked me when he didn't get up and clatter or at least have a go at that player, that bloke that ran on and like basically tried to donkey punch him on the head. Fuck knows what he was doing. What a tit. But then he shocked me when he was captain, and how he handles the pressure shocked me. His performances in the Prem and how he just still manages to dribble past world-class defenders shocks me. He literally scored an absolute worldie against Man United, turned around, ran to the Villa fans, although it was nothing. What a player, what a guy. And if he's gone this summer, please praise not, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it really would not surprise me. He is carrying Villa right now. If it wasn't for Jack Grealish right now, I genuinely believe would probably be below Norwich. What a player. What a guy. Please don't leave. Conor Horahan. Now, this next player, Conor Horahan, is next, and oh my god, sometimes he scores some absolute bangers. I don't know why he's on the bench, and how the hell he's not getting above Drinkwater shocks me. Fair enough, he gets caught out of possession and stuff and does lose the ball a fair bit, but so does Drinkwater. But the only difference between Horahan and Drinkwater is Drinkwater doesn't score, Horahan scores, and I don't know why he's not in the team. It really annoys me. It really annoys me. It really rattles me why he's not in the team. When he comes on, he does score some great goals, and he's an attacking midfielder, which we need right now. We're missing McGinn so badly, and this should be Horahan's chance to step up, and he's not being given the chance to step up. Fair enough, when he starts he does go a bit quiet, but they're not even bringing him on anymore. I would start him above Drinkwater though. I'd just start anyone above that piece of piss. Anyway, Horahan should be starting, score some great goals, and I really don't know why get slack. Really genuinely don't. I think he's a good player, vital player for us when we were in the Championship. Fair play, Conor Horahan. Really, really underrated. Up the Horahan. Keinan Davis, oh my god, this bloke is a tank. He is like built like a tank. He's he's like taller than me and bigger than me. I mean, I'm 6 foot and he looks taller than me. I genuinely think, I mean, he's had really bad time with injuries, and I feel really sorry for the young bloke. But I genuinely think this season, if we would have bought in another striker, I would have shipped him out to the Championship to get regular game, like Abraham did, like Chelsea did for Abraham for us last season. I would have shipped him out to a top 6 Championship club. I really do rate Davis. His hold-up play is ridiculous. The only thing I don't think, he just needs that goal. He needs a bit of confidence. But his hold-up play is so good. I think he would have been linked well with Wesley or Samatta. I think he would link well with Samatta. So hopefully he's back from injury soon. Hopefully he's back playing. I really want Dean Smith to try a 4-4-2 or a 5-3-2. I really want him to play 2 up top with Jack on a free, because this 1 up top thing, it just ain't working, is it? Anyway, we'll get onto that in a minute. Up the Keinan Davis. Jota. Let's just face it, this was only because they could get Gardner, which we wanted anyway, because apparently he's a Blues fan now, even though when he scored against Blues, he ran all the way over to the Villa fans and was like basically like this all the way to all of the Blues fans on the way over to the Villa fans. So that's all of a sudden changed. Blues fan now, apparently. Yeah. What a load of shit. Jota, he shows some potential sometimes. He's got good vision and good passing, and he has created, I think, 1 or 2 goals this season. It does show, but meh. He's a squad builder, let's face it. Like I said, he only got him so we could piss off to get rid of Gardner. So yeah, Jota, meh. If he's gone, I literally wouldn't care. Anwar El Ghazi. Now, honestly, don't laugh at me, because I am a huge fan of Ronaldo. Now, before I even mention Ronaldo and El Ghazi in the same sentence, which is ridiculous, I'll tell you why I'm mentioning him in the same sentence. Because El Ghazi is a right winger, or a left winger, whichever side he decides to play on. He's kind of got a bit of trickery like Ronaldo when he was younger. He's a bit fiddly, like, you know what I mean? Obviously not on the same level as Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's like GOAT. But, like, I do feel like if El Ghazi ran his socks off and really worked hard in training, I do genuinely think he could be a Ronaldo type of player. Like, a bit tricky, he's got pace. He can beat his first man sometimes, but sometimes he does get outran, and sometimes he just get like elbowed off the ball. But let's face it, we wouldn't be in this league without El Ghazi, so thank you. I do think he's a good player, and he does show glimpses of absolute madness, and his skills sometimes are wicked to watch. But I'd say that's like 1 in 5 games he shows that. It's just not consistent for me. I'd say he's having a very 50-50 season. He's one game he's absolute madness and no one can handle him, and other games it's just like, what? You were on the field, you've been subbed. Do you know what I mean? El Ghazi's 50-50 for me. Again, last season, thank you, scoring that goal, making us in the Prem, but you know, pick up your, just get better. So, next one, Trezeguet. Again, another player I'd never heard of. Egyptian, I'm assuming, heavily influenced by our owners. And we now have a load of Egyptian fans following Aston Villa. So, if you could subscribe to this channel, that would be absolutely madness. Thank you so much. Trezeguet, what a guy. What a guy. Who obviously, of course, wouldn't be in the Carabao Cup final without Trezeguet. So, brilliant player. Really, I really think he should start. I think he is a handful. He's quick. He puts balls into the box. And now we have Samatta, who likes to score a header. We should be just whipping balls into the box. And Trezeguet is great for that. Trezeguet and Anwar both do that well, to be fair. So, yeah, Trezeguet, what a player, having a brilliant season. The only thing I will say, sometimes he does get shoved off ever so slightly too easy for me, but still, brilliant player. Really glad Villa have got him. Up the Trezeguet, up the Egypt. Another new player I'd never heard of, but when I heard where he came from, I was really excited. Douglas Luiz. And I watched an interview with Pep Guardiola saying how much Douglas Luiz has got bags of potential. And Man City obviously didn't want to get rid of him because they have a buyback scheme on Douglas Luiz. So if he does well, obviously Man City can buy him back. I hope that scheme is more than what we paid for him, mind. But that's a win-win situation for Villa, because that basically means if we sell him back to Man City, it's paid for his loan, his wages and all that, and we basically had him for free for 2 years. And obviously if Man City want him back, obviously he's done well for Villa, so that's fine by me. And he does have great games. I really, really like him as a player. He's like a kind of like a defensive midfield type player, and I like that. And he scores some absolute bangers, doesn't he? He just scores some absolute screamers, and I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah, Douglas Luiz, great player. Sometimes he does go missing in games though, and sometimes he can be caught out defensively. Like if he's in his position in defence, players do sometimes tend to step around him. Great player though. Overall, I'd say he's having more than average. I'd say he's having a good season, and hopefully he sticks with the Villa. Again, another defensive midfield player, Marvellous Nakamba. Another player I'd never heard of, an African player this time, and I gotta say I absolutely love Marvellous Nakamba. On his interview when he came to the Villa, I was watching him, and the interviewer of the Villa said, "What type of player are you?" And he said, "Marvellous player." I was absolutely pissing myself. That was brilliant. That was.
And just tell us a little bit about what kind of player you are.
Marvelous player. And
yeah, really like him as a player. He really can pick out a pass, although sometimes he can be caught like looking around himself for that pass a little bit too long. But yeah, great player, great defensive player. Really, really slows the game down sometimes, which is exactly what we need. He's basically a better version of Whelan. What I would do is I'd start Horahan and McGinn, or I'd start McGinn and someone else, and then I'd play Marvellous after in half time or 60 minutes. But yeah, brilliant player, having a brilliant season. Really like him. Obviously, I wish he'd score, but he's not a scoring player. He's obviously a defensive midfielder, so I'm not expecting him to score. But cool, up the Marvellous. Nearly at the end now, and the next one, which I really, really, really don't want in my club, Danny Drinkwater, or as people on the Villa page now have started calling him, Danny Pisswater. Oh my god, where the fuck did this come from? Who thought this would be a great idea to be like, oh, I know, he's not playing for Burnley, let's have him. Burnley aren't any better than us, really, theoretically. And he's not getting in the Burnley squad, so why the hell have we got him? We're in a relegation battle. He's not getting in the Burnley squad, and we're getting him. I know when I was listening to Dean Smith's interview, he was saying, oh, I seen that passion that he wanted to play for Mings, and that's all like Mings did when Mings came to us, and that's all good, but Mings is a good player. Drinkwater is not. He's gone. He's past it, unfortunately. I think he's like 29, 30, 31, something along those lines. So he's not young. I mean, he should theoretically still have a few years left in him. And yeah, obviously he won that season with Leicester, and then went to Chelsea and never really did anything. But yeah, when I watched him play the other day, I obviously didn't watch him at Burnley, so I was slightly optimistic, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe. Oh my days. So bad. So bad. He cost us one goal. He can't pass. He looks out of breath. He looks unfit. Fair enough if he's got to build his fitness up, but let him build his fitness up first before you play him. Like, oh my god. And thank fuck he's Carabao Cup tied with Burnley, so we can't play him in the final. That's at least one good thing. God. Anyway. Drinkwater. Get out of my club. Do not play again. I'm really sorry. I hate to be negative. I'm really not a negative person. But please get out my club. I really don't want you playing. Sorry. There's not anything aimed at you. I'm sure you're lovely, but please don't get anywhere near the first team. Please. Right, next one now. And the next one is Wesley. Oh my god. I was so pleased when we signed Wesley. I didn't know him, but when I seen the price we signed him for, and I seen his stats for, I think he came from Club Bruges, didn't he? I was really pleased. I thought, oh my god, he looks cracking. I watched some highlights, obviously, as you do. When you sign a player, you go and look at their highlights on YouTube, of course. You check his FIFA card, go and look at their highlights, and maybe watch some past interviews of managers talking about him. Obviously, you ain't going to do that because it's in Belgium or Netherlands or something. Anyway, yeah. And he was a bit slow to start off with. I thought he had a great game against Everton. Then he went a bit off. And then he was just starting to get into the swing of things of the Premier League. His hold-up play is ridiculous. He can pick out a pass. Big, he's strong. I think he just needed to play off someone, like a second striker. And obviously at the time, I don't think Jack was really playing in the middle. I think he was being played out on the left. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to be a really good player. We've got to remember, he's still only very young. 22, I think he is. Maybe 23. Really young player. Of course, broke into the Brazilian squad, I believe, while he was at Villa, which is fantastic for him and his confidence in his career. Brilliant. I think he only started playing professional football when he was something like 18 or 19. So that's ridiculous that he's broke into the international squad and also broke into the Premier League, and he's only 22 years old. And I believe he became a dad at 16 and working in a factory. So that's ridiculous. That's well done, Wesley. Really excited for Wesley in the future. Hope, providing he can come back from his injury and not end up like Kodja, which I'll talk about in a minute. And yeah, hopeful for Wesley. Really, really showed glimpses of pure quality, and I'm excited for when he comes back. We really need him. Next one is Indiana Vasiliev. I'm sure I've seen him come on a couple of times. He looks small and really quick. Looks to be like a Scott Hogan type player, but hopefully better than Hogan. Of course, he's doing great for Blues now, but fuck him. Yeah, nothing really more to say. I haven't really seen enough of him to comment. Next one, Samma goal. Oh my god, what a guy. He's looking really good. Settled in very quickly. And imagine how good he's settled in now. Imagine him in a few games' time. I believe he scored once, maybe twice already. Should have scored the other day. Hopefully we'll be playing against Southampton tomorrow. Really looking forward to him playing up the Samma goal. Next one and last one, Bjorn Baston. Don't really know much about him. He was doing really well in Spain, moved to Swansea, didn't do so well, but apparently was a really good player in Spain. I think this was a panic signing like we did last year with the other Swansea signing. I can't even remember who that was now. That's how irrelevant he was. Yeah, hopefully he does well. He's a striker, so I haven't seen any of him play, so I can't really comment. Hopefully he does well. Didn't do very well at Swansea. Swansea were laughing at the fact we got him, and they're in the Championship, so that's not a very good sign. But then again, Matt Targett did that, and he's turned out to be okay. So hopefully he does well up the Baston. Now, the last players, we've got Andre Green, who's on loan at Charlton, I believe, and I don't think he's playing very much. Callum O'Hare, who's on loan, I believe, at Coventry, who I believe got injured the other day. Who was doing really well. And I think that's it. I think we got a few others, but I'm not sure. But they're loans, so I'll be talking about them in another video. Anyway, my overall perception of the team is we should be doing a lot better than what we're doing. Anyway, so now Carabao Cup final against Man City. Oh my god, I'm kind of glad I didn't get a ticket in the end, because I think we're going to get absolutely smashed, but I really do think we'll give them a good game. I think I'm quietly optimistically confident, but I'm not confident, but I am. But you see, it could go either way. And the thing is with Villa, especially on a cup final, is we'll either give them a really good game and surprise us and them, or we're going to get smashed 7-0 like we did last time. So, it's a 50-50. Do I think we'll do well? My head is saying no. My heart is saying we'll win. So, of course, I'll be watching it. I'll be posting a video on that after the game. Unfortunately, I did not get tickets. But, Last Chance Saloon Facebook group. Yeah, sorry. Something in my throat again. Yeah. So, yeah. Carabao Cup final. Do I think we'll win? Very 50-50. If we play a full team and everyone's fit, I think we'll give them a really good game. Providing, well, Drinkwater can't play, so I can't even say that. Okay, so yeah, I do think we'll give them a good game and a good run for their money. I do think it'd be really good. So, next, Southampton this weekend. Right, this is a vital game. Southampton, I believe now, are about 10th or something really high, because they were in our position, but they won like 6 or 7 on the spin, and they've just shot up the table like it was nothing. And I do think they're going to give us a really good game. I'm really worried. Unfortunately, I'm at work, so I won't be watching it, but of course watch it when I get home. I'm worried. Really worried. It's a must-win game, though. Must win. We cannot keep relying on other teams to drop points, because it's just simply not good enough. Dean Smith said the beginning of the season, he said, our season will be defined on playing the teams around us, and the teams around us we have lost to. It's really not good enough, and I'm not a Smith in or a Smith out. I'm just not sure at the moment, but we really need to start winning games. And I don't want to blame it on injuries, but yet McGinn isn't there. Wesley obviously has the injury. Obviously, Tom Heaton has the injury. And I don't want to blame it on them, but it didn't help the situation, did it? But yeah, I'm optimistic again. I obviously believe we've got more chance of winning against Southampton this weekend in the cup final. I really, really want to win the cup final, of course, but the Prem is so vital. If we do not stop in the Prem, you may as well say literally goodbye to everyone who is half decent. McGinn will be gone. Jack will definitely be gone. Mings might be picked up. All these players who are vital for us this season to stay up will be gone next season if we do not stay up, which I'll talk about in... let's just talk about it now. So, my next subject is, will Jack go? Again, this is a very 50-50 question. My heart says no. 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 Do I think he will go? Yes. Yes, I do think he will go this season. At the end of this season, I think he'll keep us up, and then he'll just wave goodbye to the Villa. I think it is heavily reliant on if we stay up and he gets in the England squad, we might have a chance of keeping him. We might. But it's a very, very, very small chance. And if we don't stay up, if we go down, big if we go down, he'll be gone, regardless of whether he gets in the England squad or not, I think. But if he stays up and he gets in the England squad, we might be able to keep him. My price that I would genuinely put on his head... You see, this is a really difficult question, because I know he's a different type of player, but Maguire last season, the beginning of this season, whatever you want to call it, Maguire went to United, I believe, for 80 million or thereabouts. Fuck, I sound like Steve Bruce. I know he's a different type of player, but I genuinely think he's better. He's younger. He's creative. Picture it like this. If you're not a Villa fan and you're watching like this now, and you're a Blues fan or a Wolves fan or any other type of fan, thank you for watching this up to this point, by the way. And again, subscribe if you're not already, please. I've done a lot of research and I've put a lot of effort into these videos, so please do subscribe if you like this video. And if you want to see more, hit that like button. And comment in below what you would like to see me do. Anyway, this might shock a lot of people. Jack Grealish, I think, is worth, £85 million. Let me tell you why. Maguire sold this summer for 80 million. I know he's a different type of player, but Maguire hasn't proven anything really at United. They're in the worst position they have been in decades. And I genuinely think Jack is better, and this is why. Look at Villa's squad. Look at it. Who in the Villa squad would make their national team? Other than Jack, who would make it? McGinn for Scotland. Fucking... no one lives in Scotland who is good, apart from McGinn. I think he's literally their top scorer. Wales, who have we got? James Chester, who's gone to Stoke because he can't get in our squad. My point is, who do you see in your squad right now who is better than Jack Grealish and is playing with terrible players like Villa are? When I say terrible, please don't get mad, Villa fans, but let's face it, they're not great. Look, comparing to the players at United, comparing to the players at Chelsea, comparing to the players at Leicester, Maddison is doing well at Leicester because he's playing with Jamie Vardy. Maddison is doing well at Leicester because he's playing with good players. Dele Alli, who isn't even doing that great, is playing with Son and Harry Kane. Rashford is doing well and because he's playing with players like Antonio Martial and Pogba, who they bought for literally 100 million, who's not even doing that great. If you put Jack Grealish in Manchester United's team, he becomes a totally different player. He becomes better because he has better players around him. At the moment, Jack Grealish is playing with shit. He's playing with shit and he's keeping Villa up basically by himself. I think Villa this season, without Jack Grealish, have something pathetic like 5 or 6 goals. Jack Grealish is keeping us in the Premier League. That pains me to say it, but let's be realistic. Jack Grealish is keeping us in the Premier League, and it's him and him alone keeping us in the Premier League. Without Jack Grealish, I'm not quite... this is me reluctantly saying this, bearing in mind I think maybe Blues and Wolves fans are saying this. We are a Championship side without Jack Grealish. And you, if you're watching this now, are a Wolves or a Blues fan, probably laughing at me going, ha ha ha, you admitted it. I'm being realistic, but you be realistic to yourself. If you put Jack in your team, I absolutely guarantee it would make your team 100 times better. If you put Jack in Wolves' team, they're competing for Europe right now. If you put Jack in Wolves' teams, they might be competing for the Champions League. You don't know. If you put Jack in Blues' team, they'd be competing for the Championship title or at least playoffs. If you put Jack in West Brom's team, they'd probably be, I think they're second or first. They might be first, West Brom, actually. They're either second or first, but they'd definitely be top if Jack was in their team. My point being is Jack completely changes a team, and if he changes Villa's team with absolutely shit players, he could change anybody's team. So I think he'll go to United, Man City. Imagine him linking up with Raheem Sterling. That's a joke. Liverpool. I don't care what you say, Liverpool are first. He could get in Liverpool's team. Who else have they got that's better? Henderson. Jack's better than Henderson. Miles better, and he's younger. Jack has got everything. He scores goals. He sets up goals. He wins fouls. Jack is brilliant at winning fouls because he puts himself and the ball away from the player, so you have to get tackled from behind. That is the reason Jack wins so many fouls. He doesn't win because he dives. He wins because he puts himself in front of the ball so you can't get to it. So you have to go through Jack to get to the ball. That's why he wins so many fouls. He also has a brilliant tactic of loitering around the penalty area. He will loiter around it. You'll see him watch games. He'll loiter from the left or from the right, and he'll come into the centre, and he won't cross. He'll loiter. He'll come to the front, and if he can't get a shot away, he'll get a foul every time. Every time he'll get a foul. and he's brilliant for doing that. Yeah, he might roll around sometimes and act like a bit of a baby, but that rattles other teams. That's all a tactic. And other teams hate that. Other teams absolutely hate that, but I guarantee you wouldn't hate it if he was in your team. It's as simple as that. So I would put at least an 85 to 90 million pound price mark on Jack, and I absolutely guarantee, if not this season or next season, at some season in the future, he won't be at Villa, and he will be in a top 6, if not top 4 club within the world. It will be either in Spain, Portugal, Italy. He'll go to Juventus, Real Madrid. He might go to Barcelona. There's talks of him going to Barcelona, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Spurs were after him. He will go to one of those clubs, and I guarantee he will make the England squad, and in the future will be one of the top midfielders for England. I absolutely guarantee. I don't give a fuck if he's not English. I want him in the England squad. He might have Irish relatives or whatever the fuck it is. I want him in the England squad. I don't give a shit. I want him in the England squad. So, last, I know it's been a super long video, guys, and thank you so much for making it this far. So my last subject was obviously, do I think Jack will go at the end of this year? My answer is probably. If we go down, definitely. If we win the Carabao Cup and we stay up, might be in with a chance to stop him, but really 50-50. Obviously, as a Villa fan, I don't give a fuck. I'm selfish. I want him to stop. So my last topic is, will Villa get rid of anybody else in the summer? I'm not really too entirely sure. Obviously we had a few outgoings in the transfer window in the January. Codger obviously went and scored a hat-trick on his debut for some nothing league. Who else went? I don't think many more people went. Scott Hogan went to Blues and is playing a blinder. Fair play to him. I wish him all the best. There's nothing you can do now. He's gone. Chester obviously went to Stoke, and I asked a Stoke fan today, what do you think of James Chester? They think he's alright, just got to give him time, but obviously they had a mare the other day, and they're playing Cardiff, I believe, either tonight or tomorrow. Outgoings, I don't think anyone other than Jack will go, because let's face it, they're not really good enough. McGinn might go, but I think the injury he's had all season might keep him at Villa. If we go down, he might stay at Villa. El Ghazi, I don't think is going to go anywhere. Trezeguet might. Elmo's too old to go anywhere now. I don't think anyone else is in jeopardy of going, other than maybe McGinn and Mings, Heaton might. Other than them, I think Jack's the only likely to be going out of the door in the summer. If anyone else, I think it'll be loans. I think that's all. I think that's it for this first episode of Villa Talk. I know it's been a super long one, guys, but I've wanted to do this for so long, so I wanted to make sure I got everything covered. We're playing Southampton tomorrow. Must-win game, of course. If we don't win, we are right in the soup. So let's pray to God that we win and hopefully stop relying on the teams around us. Hopefully Samma comes up with a hat-trick. That would be lovely. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe if you are new. I want to do so many more Villa videos, so please do hit that like button, as this whole new setup that I've created so I can do these videos has cost me a fortune. So please do hit that like button if you want to see more Villa videos. Please do subscribe if you want to see more Villa videos. Comment below what you want me to talk about next. Of course, I will be trying my best to get Last Chance Saloon up and running as soon as I'm not at work and actually a game is on. So that'll be brilliant for you guys. I don't mind, of course, helping you out providing I'm not at a match. As soon as I hit 500 subscribers, I will be doing a big giveaway, guys. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be insane if we could do that, guys. I'm going to be doing 2 big giveaways, of course, one 500, one for 1,000. The 500 one will be big, but the 1,000 one will be even bigger. Honestly, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, subscribe, comment what you guys want as well. What do you think of the season so far? Do you think we'll get relegated? Do you think we'll stay up? Do you think Dean Smith will be here by the end of the season? He did sign a new contract, bear in mind, not too long ago. That's a subject for next time, of course. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Up the Villa.